the separatists started to step up their activities in Abkhazia and South Ossetia, or Sierra Oscar, that we like to call it, more and more. So keep going. All right, so we're already in this one. I thought we should take a look at maybe the no-flight zone first, Chris, before we look at the weather and bullseye.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So this is the no-flight zone. This is the layout of it, and as you can see, it covers a lot of the eastern Black Sea. You can see it extends more or less from Poti, which is one of the important maritime cities along the west coast there. That one, yes. And then it covers actually about 20 nautical miles into Russia. And I mean, this resolution would obviously never have gone through if Russia hadn't been politically crippled. So they didn't actually veto it. So it is now in effect. What is a little bit curious about it, it does not, by the way, it does not cover Azerbaijan. Only parts of, southernmost Russia or bordering into Georgia. But this means that Sochi, which is one of the more important coastal cities in this part of Russia, is actually inside of the NFC, which is a civilian airport, at least officially. So there has been established civilian corridors in and out of that called Alfa Romeo corridor. This is just so you know what it is. It doesn't really affect your job or anything. But this is managed, obviously, and cleared by NATO ATC, pretty much. So any airliner moving in and out of Sochi needs to have their flight plan approved by NATO ATC or NATO Command beforehand. So pretty strict. All right. What else? Yeah. So this is just a map of the cap track. So there are 5 tracks. The theme is colors, more or less, so black, gray, amber, bronze, and silver. As you can see, this is where they are. 2 of them are offshores. The other 3 pretty much just guards the border to Russia up there. And as you can see, the no-flight zone only covers northern Georgia. So civilian traffic is affected, but it's absolutely possible for civilian traffic to move in and out of Georgia south of the no-flight zone. They obviously avoid flying into it. What's the next one, Chris? Yeah, so this is today's route. We can have a look at that later on. So questions so far? Any hands raised? Nothing? Okay. So there is a lot to cover.
Fritz is typing a message.
Yeah, I can see Fritz is typing something.
Did you want me to talk through the route or go back to just the bullseye?
Can we find the airport charts somewhere? Yes, they are on your kneeboards, and we're gonna cover them in this briefing as well. So that should not be a problem. There is a lot more to cover. We're going to talk a little bit about the ROE. We're going to at least brush over it, but it's pretty extensive. So we can't go into it in detail, but it has become available to you. You have been given a full package of the ROE. You have the no-flight zone annex, the overlay, available. There is also available a document called the AOR that I don't think we need to cover that today, unless you disagree. But basically, just to mention what it is, it's a very large catalog of pretty much all locations of interest, of any kind of tactical or strategic interest that have been codified in a system that I'm happy to explain later on. Yeah, that is the document. It's not really relevant for what we're going to be doing today, but it is going to be vital for planners as we move on. We're not expected to do any strikes or anything like that, because this is not a war at this time. But this document will give you everything you need in terms of locations, significance, and stuff like that. So that's what that one does. Have I forgotten anything, Chris?
No, that's all good.
Yeah, cool. So let's talk about today's route. So step time is 1600, so a late afternoon flight. We expect it to take about 90 minutes to complete, and you're going to be guided by a pilot that has been in the theater since the beginning, and he's being rotated out in another 2 months or so. But he has some experience with what is going on in this theater, basically. I think this is your cue, Chris, if you want to take over.
So, what, on this same slide, or?
Well, let's cover weather and the routes and
Sure,
whatever else we
I'll
need
just
to
go
talk
back
about.
a couple.
Yeah.
So I'm just updating the taxi and takeoff time. So it's 1600 local for the mission, and then date will be 1st November 2014. Got a few scattered clouds at 7,000, 8,000. Winds northeasterly. Oh, it hasn't been changed.
I think it's 020 degrees.
Okay. Is that correct? So 020, 8 knots.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, no turbulence. So very, very nice weather, which you should not get used to in this region, by the way. This is where the sun and the sand ends. I hope you're gonna like it.
And then QNH as well, 3012.
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Yeah, so today the weather is quite calm compared to what you'll expect in later missions, and a lot of what we're doing, it'll make an interesting challenge for sure. But yeah, that's today's weather, and I'll just go through the plan. We're using Blacksmith for the ramrods with ABC method for authentication. We've got Vaziani Tower 269.10, and then THORNROSE will be the IDO handling check-ins and check-outs. And yeah, Mo will be running that on Indigo 1. No Weko for today, and yeah, the IDO will be responsible for any sort of requests that you may have, deconfliction and yeah, authentication. So I just want to update these. So yeah, it's just changed from 12 to 16 for these ones. But yeah, takeoff order is how you see it basically. Buzzard 2 will be last to depart out of Vaziani, and then for the we're going to space it out 350 knots indicated for the tours. So each flight will have a tour guide with them. Basically, a representative who has been in this theatre for some time, and they're doing a rotation out. So they're looking to just get you up to speed with what's been going on, some key locations, things that are just going to help orientate yourself for the later missions. We're going to use runway 31 for departures, and I think we might as well practice the Abora 1 departure, which I'll go through the chart for that shortly. And then, yeah, you'll check in with THORNROSE and get given your block from them. That'll be in the range of flight levels 160 to 280 for that. Okay, so yeah, all flights are doing the FAM, and they'll follow that sort of, figure of 8 routing there. So they'll depart Bora 1 to the northwest, and then they'll go to Cap Silver, which is the first point of the route, and then they'll sort of come down this, and then along the coast, and then back middle again. Thinking about the ROE, Jonas, I've linked it in here, but how much of this do you want to go through for today?
Yeah, so the ROE, to summarize it, it's very strict. It's a little bit ambiguous, to be honest. So it let me see here. Give me a sec. Need to enhance the size of that so I can see what it actually says. So if you go to section 1, we should not be affected by this today, obviously, because we're not really expected to have any type of taskings or anything like that. I mean, we need an introduction to the theater, what is going on. So we need to be shown the locations and explain their significance and so on and so forth by someone who's been here and know how everything works. But as you can see there, use of lethal force is subject to command authorization and must be limited to circumstances where de-escalation has failed and where blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So basically what this means is that any type of force, and what we've seen so far, by force, we even mean making boom passes. I mean, supersonic passes at low level that shatters windows and stuff like that. Anything like that, you pretty much have to ask permission from your controller. Because this is politically very, very, very sensitive, and careers are at stake here, and there is generally a certain reluctance towards anything that is not just fly over things at pretty high altitude. But having said that, things are starting slowly to move towards more and more aggression. So the ROE is starting to become a problem, and you have noticed among the pilots that you have talked to so far that there is a growing frustration with this ROE and how it's being interpreted. So continue to section 2. Let's see, what does this one cover? Enforce no fly zone, certain instructions. That's the corridor. So ground-based air defense operating search only or non-locking track mode shall be monitored. Reactive engagement may only be initiated upon confirmation of hostile behavior and with controller authorization. Again, quite ambiguous. But basically, the fact that an air defense emitter, naval or ground-based, locks you, maybe not, I mean, if it paints you, that's not something you're going to do much about. You're just gonna. We haven't seen any of them actually shoot or anything like that, but we have seen pretty provocative behavior, and that has also started to increase, like the last week or so. And there has even been a couple of locks. So yeah, they're pretty aggressive, but we have not been authorized to actually strike any of them at this time. So the Abkhazians especially, and also some inside of Ossetia, a few incidents inside of Sierra Oscar have been reported, and so you can expect you see things on your RWR, but so far no real aggression. Let's see, naval bases air defense operating within the transit subject to same procedure clearance and so on. And then obviously there is this 2.5 part of it that more or less clears, I mean, emergency diversions and so on into the NFC. There is a way to handle those. So yeah. So far, the Russians have been flying, transports in and out of Abkhazia more or less unhindered so far. South Ossetia, obviously not so much, only by helicopter, because there are no air bases or aerodromes in Sierra Oscar at all. Section 3, targeting an infrastructure. Well, don't bomb civilians. Don't bomb, basically. We're not in a war. So that's what this covers. I really encourage you to read it, and then we can discuss it. Not today, obviously, because it's going to be a very long night as it is. And then the command interpretation clause, which will be interesting for the planners and the controllers. So hopefully that covers it. We don't have time to go into detail. Let's talk about
the charts for Vaziani.
Vaziani. Yeah.
So, if
nicknamed Camp Crater.
Am I muted?
So lots of potholes. It's not perfectly maintained. So especially not for the poor F-16s with their brittle landing gears. The Hornets are fine, obviously, but the Air Force aircrafts, it's not a U.S. airbase. Yes, Alex, brittle, flimsy. Okay, sorry, Chris, please continue.
Yeah, no worries. So the departure we'll use for today will be the Abora 1. So runway heading 310. then make a left turn to 250 at 8 miles, and then you'll it's at the radial for what 281 from Tbilisi TACCAM, and then you want to be, there'll be no like approach, so really just as long as you go up to sort of 150, staying below 160 there at Abora, and then you can continue en route with THORNROSE. And then again, as only tower, just follow directions from tower for the arrival. I swear there was another slide. I just wanted to quickly go over the planning cycle. So,
you mean for the rest of the campaign?
Yeah, it might as well go for it. So at the moment, there is events out for Tuesdays. So let's say we're in week 1 of like a planning cycle. Week 1 would be the off week, where we don't run the campaign mission on the Thursday. So what we do is Tuesday of week 1, the mission maker and the MC for that week, so for that mission, we'll get together and they'll start defining objectives and just doing the high level planning on Tuesday. And the idea is that on the Thursday of the off week, we'll still run the roll call. So squadrons can turn up, do some planning, practice. It's at their discretion what they do on the Thursday of week 1. And then week 2, the Tuesday of week 2 would be the cutoff for, the STMs, the MIS being submitted and any planning sort of finalized. And then we have, Wednesday, and then on the Thursday, it will run the planned mission and then it resets back to a week 1. So that's the plan for the op season, is we run the campaign mission every other week. And in the off week, we'll do the planning and see how that goes. So it should give the mission makers, a nice sort of break from it. And it doesn't feel constant like doing it every week. And for planning, you'll have a bit more time to sort of just flesh things out and practice the things that you may need to use on the actual mission. But does anyone have any questions? We can go through any now.
One detail here, just to get that out of the way real quick, is that each flight will have a guide. The guide, however, as far as I understand it, at least not for the Vipers, will not be the flight lead. So just so we know the roles here. It will just be part of the flight.
Is that definitely the case then? Even in Hell 3, I'll be...
But that is how I understand it. But please clarify with whoever is noted down as the flight leader.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll
Let's
talk
do
about
that
afterwards. No point in doing it here.
Copy.
All right, cool. So I've paused the mission on the EU, so it's ready to join. For the briefing, I do want to take a little bit longer just to sort of, make sure we just go through the route because it's quite a long route. I want to unpause maybe 20 past the hour. How do people feel about that?
When you say want to go through the route, you mean now, here, or individually?
No, individually, and
it
just gives us time to sort of go through some documents as well, just to be up to speed with it.
All right. Seems like we have approval for that.
Brody's just downloading everything.
Okay, Brody.
He doesn't want to touch. He doesn't want to touch the sync tool. It's so easy, Brody. Just sync. All right.
Only 9 minutes left, though. Yeah.
I'll see you guys on there. Should be good. Oh, Derek wants to speak quickly.
Yep. You want to come up on the stage? Yep.
Oh, did it not work?
How do I prove that?
I clicked it.
Oh, there you are.
There we
you
go.
Okay. Do we have a slot for the second tour guide F-15? So let's see one slot.
So, as it stands, Brody was going to do like the Hornet flight, and then, well, the Eagles would have you, I think.
No, Seb is going to do the Eagles.
Sorry. Seb was going to do the Eagles because he's only one flight. Yeah.
And Derek is going to do the Hornets with an Eagle, as I understand it. I see what you mean now. I think I made a mistake. I need to fix that real quick.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, just wanted to say, so the Eagle tour guide is embedded in the flight, not for the mission editor, but for all other intents and purposes. And what may need to be done, Jonas, is put a strike Eagle for Brody and Derek to in the Hornet corner.
I'll put down a 2 flight for them, so they can multi-crew or they can take one each. Doesn't matter.
I guess it'll be multi-crew when I read. Brody
but
I can understand.
I might as well put down 2 so they can, change their minds. Doesn't cost anything.
Awesome.
All right, I fixed that.
Awesome.
I'll give you a new miss, Chris.
All right,
that rhymed. Miss Chris.
Chris, yeah.
Poetry.
All right, if you want to get that,
what's my purpose?
if you want to get that going, if you want to get that going by 20 past, we got to get going.
Yeah. Let's split up and I'll catch you guys on there. Have a good one.
Chief 1 check. 2, 3, 4. Vaziani Tower, Chief 1, Porsche F-15E with you at Kilo, ready for departure. Ready for taxi to report. Chief 1 Tower, Squawk 1300 Ripple, QNH 3012, runway 31 in use, taxi 231 at Alpha via Golf Kilo. QFE is 3012, Squawk 3100 Ripple, taxi to Hornishot Alpha, runway 31 at Alpha via Golf Kilo, Chief 1. Let's go, boys. Second to Squawk 1330. 3101 for you. Alright, Chief Flight. Welcome to Georgia, rookies. I'm Captain John Casey, call sign Nojo, and I've been here for 4 months. And I'll have the honor to be your underpaid tour guide today. Let's get going, and I'm hoping you're all very comfy in your seats. Welcome to Camp Crater, also known as Vaziani Air Base. Locals call it that NATO thing near the power lines. So instead of Soviet bombers, it's now us here.
Request refueling.
Do you also pass me on the runway?
Copy. Hey, what are you doing?
Okay, boys, check flat, speed brake, oxygen, and trim. And departure, we will do 30 seconds between each aircraft, 1 and 3 on the right, 2 and 4 on the left. Rotation speed is expected at 160 knots, and then I will continue to runway heading at 300 knots and 2,000 feet. For you guys to rejoin, and then we'll continue on the OVO departure.
I confirm 30-second interval takeoff.
Affirm. If you look to your right, you will see the MiG-21 anyone fish that? The pride and joy of the Georgian Air Force, at least what's left of it. Can't compete with our birds, but hey, they make do with what they have, I guess.
I want to trade.
So, passing now the Hilo ramp, looking at
Mach 1 tower, radio check. Anybody from your
for
flight?
every hour they fly, they need 3 hours of therapy and massages, but, credit where it's due, those guys invent their own motivators and sometimes squeeze those big things into places so tight they need to have to breathe in to make it work.
I'm up at I'm up at 1T. We're just still setting up the tour guide, but we'll be with you in a moment.
Rush.
Right, no longer the worst here. Apparently, and tower map is going to need another few minutes, but we're monitoring now, and we'll call you up when we're ready.
Roger.
You're talking to me? Yeah, I was saying you're not the worst. Don't worry.
1 tower, runway 31, line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Runway 31. I guess that can be it. Switch to landing lights. Are we supposed to change to landing lights once we cross, like, the threshold to the runway? Usually it's the hold short, but Russians don't have hold short lines because they're idiots. That's fair enough. 2 past me. And 4, just wait on the hold short board. Gotcha. Sure. Here, pass.
Chief 1 tower, wind 022 at 8, runway 31, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Chief 1. Flight, run 'em up. Two green jet. 3 set. 4 set. Okay, 1 throw. Gonna make it 5,000 feet now to block hills on the way.
Four is rolling.
Right guys, immediately when you take off you'll be seeing Tbilisi International just to your left on the climb out, and lucky enough Tbilisi had put a big glittery water reservoir just under the island glide slope for runway 13 of the civilian airport, but let's take a bit away of it so that we don't do any chicken races with the civilian airliners there.
Coming left now, 250.
Shri, are you okay? Still flying in the direction to the right.
I thought we were going departure. But, yeah.
Well, I see two planes to your left, so I'm guessing that's our side.
Yep. Contact. Magpie 1 check. 2. 4. 5. 6. Vaziani Tower, Magpie 1. Should be a flight of 6. Ready to taxi.
Magpie 1 Tower, runway 31 and use QNH 3012 taxi to Alpha via Charlie and Foxtrot.
Holding point Alpha via Charlie, Foxtrot, QNH 3012, Magpie 1. Now approaching Tbilisi radial, gonna turn right slightly, I think. And steady up. Okay, starting a slight climb up now, about 5 degrees nose high. And route right formation, please, 3. chaps, we're now in pre-owned navigation. We're going to level out, turn north, reference 05, and then we'll begin to climb again to continue the route. Coming right now. And steady up, 054. And I'm going to put it into a bit of a climb now.
Chief 1 tower, push to Indigo 1.
Pushing Indigo 1, Chief 1. Right, push button 10 on prime.
2 set. 3 set. 4 set.
Chief 1 check.
2. 3. The run comes. 3. 4.
Godfather, Chief 1, Porsche F-15, out of Vaziani and fragged.
All flights, be advised. Nebula 2 is Orion response team east of Gali. Reports a standoff with AVG elements at checkpoint Vega. Rifles raised, no shots fired. Local command is requesting ISR presence overhead. Stand by for tasking.
What the fuck was that?
Got a nice voice.
Nice. Was that the joke? Chief 1, THORNROSE, authenticate Mike India.
Chief authenticates Tango, challenges Lima Charlie.
Roman 4, divert to Vega Outpost, Peggy Uniform November Golf Lima 01, maintain visual presence, do not cross 8,000 feet without clearance, no engagement authorized. Contact Nebula 2 on frequency 356.250, how copy?
Chief 1, come again.
Chief 1, authenticated Tango, challenges
Diverting
Charlie.
to Vega, descending 8,000 feet to orbit outpost. Nebula 2 on 356.250, Roman 4.
At what point do I tell me you failed the authentication?
Redback correct, Roman 4. Confirm standoff ongoing, maintain overwatch, advise if escalation observed, THORNROSE out.
Maybe now.
Okay, Chief 1, let's start over. Kilo Sierra, challenging Kilo Sierra.
Authenticates Mike challenging Alpha Charlie.
Answering Kilo, Alpha check is 083-155.
Alpha check, Chief 1.
Okay, Chief 1, I need you to, QNH is 3012, I need you to climb and maintain 24,000 feet. Proceed as fragged, no word for today, and Chief 1-4 and 1-2, please check your squawk.
Copy, descend and maintain 24,000, QFE is 23012, Chief 1.
What was the squawk?
310, Ripple.
Chief 1, a picture, we have a picture with two groups. East group is bullseye 041, 160, 30,000 capping. They take to cross no-fly zone. And west group is bullseye 355, 127, 30,000 capping there.
Chief 1 acknowledged.
Okay, finally we made it to the first stop of our route, Cap Silver. There's one right eastern peaks here, hugging the Russian border, and, well, thin air, gorgeous scenery as you can see. Welcome to the mountains. There's a valley running up the north, it's called the
Chief 2, is your transponder working?
Make sure the asterisk is on the spot. He might not have it set on SRS, but walk him through afterwards. I said it.
Right, so in this area there is the Dariel Gorge. You can see this if you flew your targeting pod to steer point 22. It's the only road connection between North Ossetia and Georgia. Well, the Russians call it the gate in the north of Caucasus, the Ossetians call it the gate in the south Caucasus, and the UN calls it a headache. You can see a lot of old bunkers down there. Some are Georgian, some are Russian, some are just, well, there. No one really knows who put them there, and most claim they never did. Oh yeah, beyond that ridge, at steer point 22, well, you've got Russian border posts, and trust me, they're watching. And should we see a spike on our RWR, well, just smile and wave, and don't get cocky.
Leveling out now. And steady up 25. Traffic clear. Right, let's bring it right. Reference 276.
And India. Autopilot is the heavy. Alright, coming up ahead, your T-port to steerpoint 23 is the twisting massive ridgelines that we all call Ivory Pass. You might see one of the Roki tunnel mouths, one's halfway collapsed, the other is always under renovation.
Magpie 1, check.
And renovation means used by armed men with trucks wearing mismatched camo and no insignia.
6. Any face Magpie 1, with exceptions, we're missing our -3, we'll be joining us later.
Magpie, THORNROSE, copy that. Authenticate Mike India.
Say again, call sign?
THORNROSE.
Okay, THORNROSE, standby 1 for the authentication. You said Mike India?
That's correct. Mike India, authenticate Mike India.
Okay, standby 1, we gotta look this up.
And bringing it left now.
Magpie 1, authenticate Tango.
Magpie 1, Alpha check 091, 134.
Magpie 1, Alpha check, same.
Magpie, did you say Alpha check sweet or sour?
Same, and sweet.
Magpie QNH is 3012, climb and maintain 52,000 feet. No words for today, proceed as fragged, and I need Magpie 14 to check their squawk.
Copy 14, we'll check their squawk, climb maintain 22 to 2,000 feet, and force QNH 3012 Magpie.
Okay, on our left, steerpoint 24, if you want to slew your T-pod.
Magpie,
Java base.
update on pictures.
The
We
Russian
have
fortress
two
with
groups.
Boros
Each
flag
group is
so
bullseye
they claim it's
108.
well, look at it.
Tracking
Redmond
north.
bunkers, radar dishes,
Bandit,
you could do the
contact.
battalion in,
We tend
and
to
we
proceed to
see
the
the exhaust convoy of
No
the
action needed.
EM-21, so
Second
should the
group
gloves
is
come out at
west
some point,
group is bullseye
this will be
355
one of our priority
115, 30,000 tracking north, also bogies to contact.
Magpie.
Magpie 14, squawk is set to 1403. THORNROSE.
Alright, we're now in South Ossetian airspace. Well, technically it's still Georgia, but don't tell it to the guys with the checkpoints and the surplus AKs. This stretch is under the watchful eye of some Colonel Arsen Bakari, also known with great affection as the Sheriff of Nowhere. And he's got convoys coming through the Ivory Pass at all hours, military gay, humanitarian supplies, of course, name it. So command believe that he's stockpiling munitions in limestone caves near the Classy, just off to the west, but no one's confirmed it yet, so might be something to look out for.
Waypoint 25. Can confirm it's waypoint 25.
Chief 1, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles, 30,000
Well, the Java base is at steer point 24, so it's just for reference when I'm flying towards 24.
Was that for Hellfrey? Chief 1.
Go for Chief 1, sir.
He was just saying that we have a traffic 12 o'clock high at 30,000.
And check collateral. Well, kiss and hope spot you guys then. Nope.
I've been burning my eyes for a couple of minutes right now.
And steady up here.
What's the key bind for the visor? I forget.
I have it on my stick, so I can't remember. Seb might be able to check though, because he's in too deep mode.
Yeah, shit, man. Nice.
It's so nice, isn't it? Like, you can actually see things.
I'm pretty sure I binded it, I just forget what I binded it to.
Yeah, no, I have it. I have the Hornet stick and there's like a little button on the front which I have it bound to because I don't have any other use for it. It's just so nice, especially with MVG, I can switch it on and off whenever I want.
THORNROSE, Roman 4, millets forming, perimeter, civilians backing away, Nebula 2 team is holding steady now. Getting some binocular action down there. One guy's aiming, not firing at this time, just aiming.
Why that sounded like Brody?
Alright guys, next on the tour is Cap Bronze. It hugs the western edge of South Ossetia, and we call it the Quiet Cliffs because it's mostly here where things look calm right up until my north. And officially nothing happens ever here at Bronze, but you lock every shadow, every antenna, and every suspicious ham radio call that you might pick up. And if you slew your targeting pod to point 25, you will see Kataisi Air Base. It's known to launch our currently 3 stationed UAVs in this theater, so our high-res eyes in the battlefield. Currently short on Reapers, but I heard we have more coming on the way.
Level 1, traffic 11 o'clock, 50,000 feet. 11 miles. Level 1 visual.
Thornrose, Roman 4, Nebula 2 is requesting show of force, flare pass. Northwest to southeast.
Negative Roman 4. No clearance for flare activity at this time. Maintain visual only.
You are hearing the AI voices, MSB, yes?
No, right there, all in your head.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I'm still surprised no one put the white jacket on me.
Okay, bringing it slightly right now. Hopefully not directly into the sun.
I'm fine flying into the sun, as long as the sun is not on you.
Someone remind me how to set up auto steer point cycle.
So on the HSD, you should be on the MFD button 18 and steady up the end. So then you should see auto sequence boxed or not.
Got it.
So since we're not flying directly at the sun for once, we might catch a glimpse of Poti, the big city at the coast I would like to see. It's Georgia's main cargo port. If you want to take a look at
Thornrose,
this.
Roman 4,
Targeting
situation
point
is degraded.
0.26.
Recommend flare pass to break tension.
And it's the main cargo port, naval staging area. There's Georgian Navy facility just south of the port. A few patrol boats, some sensors.
Stand by,
There's
Roman
one guy whose job is to look busy when we fly over, but since we await war, Georgia doesn't really feel anything that deserves the name Navy anymore.
Roman 4. Thornrose. Show of force approved. One-time use. From west to east. Altitude minimum 3000. Execute and report immediately.
And we're bringing it 10 degrees left now to 25.
Copy. Flare pass, west to east, 3000. Executing now.
Okay, since we got a few miles to our next steer point, if you want to do your targeting towards 2.27, you'll see Batumi, which is the big coastal city, and the airport down south to our left. You'll see some C-130s, UN cargo birds, and the occasional weather balloon with turbine flying. And we suspect if anything serious kicks off in Abkhazia, Batumi becomes the lifeline. So there's a running bet in the blast, which will happen first. Either an armed militia boat docking here, or a Russian trawler accidentally ramming a freighter. So we shall see.
Russians accidentally ramming a ship? That would never happen.
THORNROSE, Roman 4, flare pass complete, militia pulling back, civvies moving again, no shots fired, was beautiful.
And that robot voice is so convincing. Was beautiful.
Roman 4, THORNROSE. Report received. Maintain loiter for 5 mics, then return hold. Good work. THORNROSE out.
I mean, if they ask us with 2 voiceovers without the...
We'll loiter for 5 mics, then return hold. Roman 4 out.
Okay, I'm doing a 90-degree turn to the right now, so I'll be free fall.
Chief and THORNROSE, traffic 10 o'clock, 11 miles, 30,000.
Chief on visual for traffic. And steady up.
Alright guys, we've made it to Cap Grey. That's the closest of our offshore patrol lanes. We're flying above the eastern Black Sea. Below us you might just catch the glimpse of the Russian Navy, probably listening in right now. And you might just choose to wave if you're feeling diplomatic today. So what we've seen here is frigates, corvettes, elite ships. Most rotate from Novorossiysk, Russia's naval muscle in the region. We've seen some rips making fast runs to unmarked piers, so always deniable, always noisy and provocative. We've seen passive radar sweeps, sun jamming, even the occasional lock. So we get told monitor and report. So we do.
Is that the ship down to our, is that our 8 o'clock?
I'm sure he has only pure intentions.
Show him humanitarian mission or something.
Special operation. 3 days.
We don't say this. Just not calling them all yet. You know, if you flew your targeting pods to 28, you will see the Inguri River with some bridges, and that is basically the big natural barrier that keeps the red guys in Abkhazia from just waltzing into Georgia on the east side. So, east of it, Georgia, west of it, jigsaw puzzle of separatists, militia, Russian non-involvement with very expensive boots, and yeah, armed to the teeth as usual.
And let's go left now. Steady up.
Now the sun is becoming an issue.
Say again,
Now the sun is becoming an issue.
well, what if you'll never get an IR shot on something like this? In 20 miles, then turn to the right, so it should be okay.
Is that Sukhumi out there to the right? At our...
Marked by traffic,
4 o'clock?
2 o'clock, 50,000 feet.
The amount of times I've bombed that one.
Backed by traffic, so we'll maintain visual separation.
Alright, if you slew your targeting port to steer point 32, you'll have eyes on Gudada. Well, once a Soviet resort town, now it's a fortified Russian launch pad. It's just inland, hardened, restricted, definitely not for tourism, no civilian traffic, no cargo flights, just the sharp end. Under the NFZ, all military traffic here is grounded, officially at least, so no launches, no overflights, no radio chatter, just silence. But the crews are still active. You sometimes see them fueling up the jets, pulling rotaries across the tarmac, and pushing MiGs in and out of the parked undercovers. Nothing flies, but probably everything down there is fueled, and ISR has tacked some warm SAM batteries nearby, so keep an eye out.
Devil 1, Thornrose, go ahead.
Double one is done with the tour. We're looking to descend.
Well, boys, remember that airfield.
4,000.
You'll be thinking on your radar pattern.
3-1 initial.
Descent approve. Stand by.
Double leaving flight level 280 for 4,000. Confirm QNH 3012.
Level 1 QNH 3012. Contact tower on 269.1.
And double copies 3012. Double push channel to the main.
THORNROSE, set 2.
Set into THORNROSE, go ahead.
Set 2 is done with the tour, looking to switch frequencies and join airbase, home base.
Set into, copy that. Descend and maintain 25,000. QNH is 3012. Push tower on 269.1. Welcome home.
Descent 25,000, 3012, push tower, set 2.
And steady up, what we're doing another 10 anyway.
And before we do that turn, you might want to salute your targeting pods to steer point 34. There's the Sukhumi Palace, that red chunk up on the ridge. Apparently hosted a princess at some point, and now it's just a pigeon guano depot. But seen some drones orbiting it, and intel teams are reviewing the footage but can't agree what is up. So, not seen antennas, no obvious installation.
L3 is on
place.
And bringing it right now, reference 025.
L3 submit.
L3, say attention.
We're still on the tour. We'll notify you when we're finished.
Alright, if you salute your targeting pod to steer point 35, you'll see Lake Ritza, and it's also called as the natural radar blind spot here in the area. It's got a lot of restricted zones around, more than a few rumors about activity beneath the surface here. So back in the Cold War, apparently the Soviets used this valley for acoustic testing, and some say there's still submerged cabling and other stuff down there. So, one NATO drone caught a narrowband sonar ping there lately, but we don't really know what's happening.
And you've got a 93 right now, let's go reference 12.
Anybody using DLSS 4?
No, I find the smudging too bad for me.
Yeah, same. I like how it took away the shimmering, but the smudging was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's not quite where it needs to be just yet.
right. If you want to take a look at it in the targeting pods, go to point 36. We got Sukhumi, so we came past it already on our way in. Now we passed on the other side, north of it, and well, it's a big city here. It's like the capital of Abkhazia, and it's the separatist crown jewel on the Black Sea. Down near the shoreline is Babushara Airport, and well, it's one runway, half civilian, half military, and entirely overloaded. So you'll see transport aircraft, rotaries, a few jets that don't belong to anyone, like they're stuck in the no-fly zone. The field's got reinforced hangars, hardened apron, secures a perimeter that's grown by about 400 meters in the last 6 months. Rail terminal, and that's the key transshipment hub here connecting the coast to Gadada. If you're wondering how separatist outpost gets supplied, a lot of this rides on the rails at night.
Marked by traffic on 1 o'clock, 16,000 feet, 8 miles.
Traffic in sight, 1 o'clock low, 1 o'clock high far, and 2 o'clock high far, visually deconflicting with all. Okay, we're going to do a flight 10 to the right now. And steady. Alright, if you will assume your targeting pod to stay point 39, you should get eyes on Echo Station. This hilly wooded area down there, well, more like it's a region, it's not a single place, but strange things have been happening here. We see jamming bursts, encrypted pings, old frequencies being used.
one river joint flying out the Incirlik picked up a UHF burst here on a retired Soviet air defense net, and it lasted like 3 seconds and then vanished. So we're a bit with heads on a swivel around here because some odd things have been happening. Something is active sometimes, and NATO crews keep altitude here. We don't really know what's going on down there.
And a left-hand turn now, rest 10.
Alright guys, some of you might have recognized it. We will be crossing the Inguri shortly again, and below us, at airport 40, you'll see that massive arc of concrete cutting through the valley, which is the Inguri Dam, which powers nearly half of Georgia's electrical grid, and nearly all of Abkhazia's too, which makes it a funny spot because it's the most awkward symbol of this whole mess we're at. The structure that both sides rely on is guarded by people who wouldn't share a sandwich if their lives depended on it, and you will see it always being guarded by Georgian security. Weekly rotations, NATO arbors keep a permanent eye on it. We've locked militia scouts near the southern intake channel 3 times last month, but nothing came of it yet.
Damn.
Okay, if you want to slew your targeting pod to 41, you'll see outpost Dagger that is tucked into that ridge just west of the river. That's, well, it's not much to look at unless you're paying attention. You'll see a couple of Humvees, no markings, antennas that don't mention anything that is in our inventory, landing pads that sees more rotary traffic than Batumi some days, Chinooks, Black Hawks,
12 o'clock,
Black Hawks are indeed black.
8 miles, 50,000.
Sometimes stuff without tail numbers.
G1 traffic inside, 11 o'clock.
Sometimes stuff without tail numbers. So a few tents, generator bank, and always a guy with a beard and a wraparound shades standing absolutely still watching you fly over like he already knows our fuel state.
Hill 3, THORNROSE, descend and maintain 15,000. Last station, come again.
L3, standby.
And a right turn now, reference 125.
Descend and maintain 15,000 health rate.
THORNROSE.
And steady up. So in a bit we will be crossing the Rioni River, which is a wild and slow but very, very cold thing. The area around here is apparently known for an infamous figure called the Rioni Jackal. His name is supposedly Bano Daracelia, South Ossetia militia, but no one's really sure what patch he wears anymore today. But he really earned his nickname, the Jackal, because apparently he led a unit that moved under ceasefire cover and left fire, fear and silence in its wake. And NATO just caught the aftermath, which looked like burnt convoys, Spanish civilians and unofficial mass graves. No uniforms, no accountabilities, and usual shit. Something to watch out for sure. And we're doing a slight left hand 10 now, reference 10. Alright, since we have such a nice long leg straight ahead, you might want to take a look at steer point 42, which is about 40 miles in front of us, and that's UN Halcyon base, southern south of Ossetia. It's an outpost, and it's UN's little patch of optimism here in this valley full of bad idea and shit hitting the fan. You can see tents, containers, a couple of helicopter platforms,
Even the occasional better to Georgia and BTR-80, and, well, a lot of nervous people. You'll see clusters of tents outside the compound, and it's not a music festival. It's a big refugee camp, and it's growing by the day.
L3, request frequency change to Vaziani Tower 269.10.
L3, frequency change approved, push tower at 269.1.
269.10, L3. L3, push uniform 2.
Chief 1, Thornrose, descend and maintain 15,000.
Descend and maintain 15, Chief. Okay, boys, pitch you down slightly. Flight line percent. There you go. Alright, if you want to take a look at step point 43, you'll see Blood Creek. It's a small creek winding through a shallow valley there, but don't let that peaceful look fool you. We've seen bloody battles here in the past. So the 08 war, butchering was basically national sport here, and this here was a battleground, the 08 war, so that's why it's Blood Creek. The locals call it River of Blood, and the name stuck for a good reason. So a lot of shit happened here. There's still a lot of abandoned military equipment down there. And let's level up here.
sure he's right.
I'm just kidding.
Got about a bit more power head. Okay, if you want to take a look at steer point 44, you will see Sanctuary Hill, and that's basically our last stop and back to base. Sanctuary Hill used to be, well, a stately estate once, back when wine flowed around here in the vineyards. Now it's been repurposed as a Red Cross field hospital with, well, a side order of desperation. You don't see much militia forces here, so they don't touch the place, but should that change, we might be called in for some intimidation runs to set them the lead in the hand.
Chief 1 THORNROSE, QNH is 3012, push tower at 269.1.
Tower 269.1, QNH 3012, Chief 1 pushing tower, thank you very much. Light push button 20. Is everyone set?
2 set.
Reset.
Car set.
Okay, well, we'll do a right hand turn and we'll check in. Steady up. Chief 1 check.
2. 3. 4.
Vaziani Tower, Chief 1, Porsche F-15E, now approaching from the east for join runway 31.
Chief 1 Tower, radar contact, QNH 3012, runway 31, use expect initial left hand, you're number 2.
Expect initial left hand, second in turn, QFE is 3012, Chief.
L3 initial.
Chief 1 requesting altitude change to 5000.
Chief 1, altitude, your discretion.
L3 breaks the land.
Okay, boys. We're going to have a loose echelon right for now. We're going to get to step point 18, do a nice wide slow turn to the left, line up on the runway heading, and we'll do a nice tight echelon for the left-hand traffic. Does that make sense?
2.
Run that by me again.
So it's the left-hand traffic. So
L3 final get up.
Right, we'll do the initial. When we get to the next steer point, I'll do a nice wide left-hand turn to allow us to turn and get on the initial.
Alright, 3.
I'm going to start turn over the shaft penis shape.
Continue approach, L3.
Product knowledge.
Confirm it's echelon left or right.
Echelon right for left-hand traffic.
Okay, so I am in the right place.
Final
Yep,
free
you
green,
are.
hope free
L32 base gear full stop.
L31, runway 31, clear.
Cleared the land, L31.
L31, no low brakes, go all the way to the end of the runway, short separation.
2, you can pass
Okay,
over after.
L3. Okay, I was waiting for 1 to call the formation change.
Oh, sorry, I didn't probably didn't make clear enough. I just said, when I said go echelon right, that's all what I meant. My bad.
L34, you're down, free green.
Right, you're going
Final.
echelon right.
Healthy flight, runway 31, clear to land. L31, right on Echo Delta.
Shouldn't echelon be slightly
Right,
sharper,
Echo.
like the angle?
So yeah, just using the references, but keep it quite loose now just because we're about to turn left for 180 degrees. So stand by, gentle left-hand turn now. And we're going to level out here. And we'll steady up here for a little bit.
L3 vacated, request taxi to park.
3. Right on Foxtrot, then left on Delta, and then right again on Golf.
Right Foxtrot, Delta, and right on Golf, L3.
And another left hand turn is coming down. Need to turn up a little bit here. Steady up. Okay, we're now going to descend to 500 feet AGL and accelerate landing. Power's coming up. Bringing it very slightly left now. And steady up and climb above these trees. Chief 1 initial.
Chief 1, continue approach for number 1.
Continuing approach.
Move forward to
Chief 1 to break.
Twin break. Bring the break.
Four is in the break.
Chief 1, gear down, final to land, runway 3.
Chief 1, runway 31, clear to land.
Good land, Chief 1. I'll be going over right. Right.
3 slow left.
Chief 1-1 right on the Foxtrot, left on Delta, and then right on Golf again, and your parking.
2 clear, Jack. You have your speed breakout. Confirm stop.
Roger, right on second Foxtrot, left on left on Charlie to Golf, and then to Kilo.
Uzi 1, abort takeoff.
Cool, let's go. That was a good flight, boys. Will it fit? I have no clue. Magpie 1, check.
2. 4.
5.
6.
Vaziani Tower, Magpie 1 with you, RTB continuing the end of the tour.
Magpie 1 radar contact, QNH 3012, runway 31 in use. What type of drone do you require?
We'd just like a straight in. We're here in trail. QNH is 3012 and the active is runway 31. Magpie 1. We'd like to start a descent early and maybe cut the corner here for a straight in if that's alright.
Roger. Do you want to turn that into a base join or?
Yeah, let me, yeah, we'll cut a, high and tight early, left base for runway 31, if that's okay, and we'll, dive out of our altitude now.
Roger that, you can start your descent at your discretion, expect, left base join for runway 31.
Do you guys get big frame drops when you're on the ground?
Yeah, it's because of all the static units which have been put in.
Yeah, I think I was getting down to like 60 frames per second when you're landing.
Yeah, no, when it's big op missions like this, I tend to turn down the LED switch factor a bit, just to clear up some space and memory.
Okay. I was making sting information on the landing cup, both stutters.
No worries, no worries. I mean, it looked good from my end, so that's fine.
I was crashed on landing because of the lag.
Maybe we'll give that feedback to Seb then. Seb, did you hear that one?
I guess I should get 64 gigs of memory.
I'm about to do the same, to be honest.
Same here.
Yeah, I was thinking about it myself.
And I need to upgrade my CPU. I only have 6 cores apparently.
Maybe we can foolproof it and go 128 gigs.
A little bit of overkill, isn't it?
Well, you know, decaf ambitions may be high and we need more memory for more static objects.
I'm just gonna pick this one.
Magpie 1 is base to final in trail runway 31.
Magpie 1, continue approaching number 1.
Them hangars closed.